Gee, I think it's broke. Eject. Oh!
Okay. Hey, cassettes. Used to go in there.
Have you noticed how decluttering is the buzzword right now? You might be downsizing. You just might be sick of all the stuff under your bed, overflowing from your bedroom drawers. We've got a cupboard under the stairs that is full of old tools, old board games, my record collection, loads of paints, tins of paint, random stuff my husband's got. All I'm going to say to you is no one really tells you the truth about how decluttering impacts you. And I'm also going to tell you, forget Marie Kondo, okay? This is how I declutter. I'm going to share that with you, and there's going to be some tips and advice for you as well if you feel you're ready to tackle decluttering your home. Hello Bab, how are you? I'm Marverine. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thanks very much for joining me. I work in television. I'm also a transformative coach. I coach women in midlife who really want to rediscover themselves. I know we often get lost sometimes and we don't know what to do next. I help women to embrace their inner wisdom, to trust their gut, and then to go on to curate a more fulfilling life for themselves. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my recent experience of decluttering, clearing out the cupboard under the stairs that my husband and I have not really touched to clear out in any way for 9 years since we moved into this house. I'm also going to get to talk about how Marie Kondo and her KonMari system does not work for me, does not work, I'm going to say controversially, for women in middle age, and the things that you should be thinking about, and also the biggest impact that decluttering had on me, had on my hubby, had on us when we did it a couple of weeks ago. We woke up on a Saturday morning and we said, this is the day we are going to do it. Lots of tins of paint. There were literally about 3 drills, a tool cutter, pieces of wood. My old record collection box was at the very back of this cupboard, as was my old stereo. Hang on, wait. We used to call them ghetto blasters. So heavy. Panasonic. Okay, how do you open it? I don't even know. Gee, I think it's broke. Eject. Oh! Okay. Hey! Cassettes used to go in there. And CDs at the top. This was my baby. Actually, I did have a pink one when I was a kid. It's still probably dust. It's so dusty. I haven't even taken it. I haven't even dusted it off. I don't think I'm throwing that away. A box full of old diaries. An old keyboard. You name it. It was in there. It took us all morning to clear it through. We said we've got to do something about this cupboard because we are not using the space properly. One of the motivators for us decluttering was because we feel we've kind of got a new creative impetus. My husband fired me up because all of last year, 2024, was his year. He works a corporate job. He's also a musician. Ever since I've met him, he's told me about being in bands when he was a kid. I was in bands too. I was a backing singer in a soul band. Anyway, he's always written his own songs. He's also always been on the bill with Billy Whiz, this incredible punk band. Mates of his from back in the day, school, him and John, known each other since we were 16. He's always written his own songs and he's wanted to gig more. And I've been a little bit of like a flea in his ear going, record your songs, get them on Spotify. So all his songs as OFFALCLUB or are on Spotify. And he, I think last year, did the most gigs. I think he did about 7 gigs. And he was on local radio stations and he's built up, he's kind of got his own like muso community where he hangs out with people who also are singer-songwriters and independent musicians. I've seen him absolutely flying with OFFALCLUB. I've even sung backing vocals a bit with him. But he was my motivator. I said, okay, we need to do better. We need to be better. We need to be clearer in our minds. Let's clear the cupboard. Sounds crazy. And you know what? I've got some data. There was a study by UCLA, a college in America. Clutter, I'm reading from the sheet. Clutter can increase negative feelings and lead to depression. This is from a study in 2012 that UCLA produced. Researchers also found that clutter affected mood and self-esteem. An overly messy space may lead to feelings of shame, guilt, and inadequacy. Feeling those. Yeah, feeling those. It also says clutter can cause sleep loss, tiredness, negatively impact your weight. I mean, that's monumental. I knew, we kind of felt the impacts of just feeling, that cupboard needs sorting out. Whenever we need anything, we had to take lots of stuff out, dig around for the thing that we needed. Like I needed like my Wellingtons to do a beer shoot that was out on a farm. I said I need my Wellingtons. Boy, I had to dig through digging through landfill to find them. The dining room's full of all stuff. We get the wellies out and then we shove all the stuff back in, right? And we try and close it. It's literally like a cartoon, like two of us hefting the door to close it. Bad. So that the feeling of the heavy weight of something that needs to be done is big, and I know you felt it. And there are other bits of clutter. Where are the other bits of clutter in your house, in your flat, in your home? Let me know. How are you going to tackle it? Because it's such a big thing. I didn't realise how it impacts us. So everybody's heard of Marie Kondo, right? The famous Japanese declutterer who went viral, then had her own series on Netflix. She is lovely. She's so pristine in terms of decluttering. What we need to do when we get to this age, when we get to our 40s, 50s, 60s, we've accumulated a lot of stuff. We might have downsized. We have belongings from when we were children. We might have belongings from our children from when they've gone away to university or college. There's stuff that they want to leave, they don't want to take. Well, they can't take it all because the rooms, the halls are small, right? There might be items, if you've had bereavements in the family and you've got inherited belongings, you've got a lot of that stuff. If you've moved home several times, you've got things that you didn't have a chance to clear out and throw away before you moved. You're bringing those with you. You've obviously got, at this age, a ton of stuff of sentimental value, like my record collection. My diaries. Gee, there's so much, right? So often what Marie Kondo and the declutter experts and the cleaning experts will tell us is a load of hogwash, right? Marie says, step 1, make decluttering a habit. Oh yeah, what a load of rubbish. How on earth are you going to make it a habit? It's going to be tough. I'm not sure I can make it a habit. It took us a long time to get to the 9 years, right? It took us 9 years to get to that cupboard, shall I say. Although it was a motivator for me, so I went and cleared out a load of old makeup and a load of beauty products that I'd been hogging. Lots of little bits and bobs that I used to take with me travelling, because for the last 16 years I've been a freelancer in journalism. Majority of that time I've lived out of a suitcase, or I've had like a pied-à-terre. I've had like a little flat in London. So I've got mini shower gels, tiny little packets of toothpaste, mini perfumes, cotton pads, earbuds, all kinds of little bits and bobs. And then when I've been to hotels, you go to the hotels, you get all the free stuff, you put it in your bag. Listen, I'm like you, everybody does it, right? I had drawers and drawers of the stuff. I cleared it out. But it's not going to be a habit for me. I can't clear weekly. I have to be mentally ready for it, okay? Visualize, says Marie Kondo. Visualize what your home's going to be like when you declutter. Yeah, I do like visualizations. I am a fan of visualizations, but I'm more about, and I talk to my clients about this, visualizing where you want to be when you've done the thing, right? If you can wave a magic wand, what do you want to look like? How do you want to feel being that person? Not that, oh, I'm going to have a nice clear home. Because what happens with me is like, yeah, we've got more room to put more stuff in. Okay, anyway, visualize, says Marie. Marie also says discard first, don't reorganize. Yeah, I think we did that pretty much. I think we did that. We just went through everything and we decided, is that going? Is that staying? Is that going? Is that staying? We took everything out and said, is it going? Is it staying? Make decisions. So yeah, don't like titivate it all, right? And then put it all back in. Which is sometimes very, very possible to do because it feels overwhelming when you see everything and you realize there are things that you missed. And you're like, I didn't know that was in there. Whoa, right? She says category power, tackle one category at a time. Do the clothes, do the books, do the papers. Not possible. Not possible in our case because we took everything out and there were tools and there were drills and there were screws and there were boxes of paints and there were Wellingtons and there were dust sheets and there was a guitar and there was my husband's, I think, late uncle, great uncle's old violin, and there was a keyboard. There was no way of going, right, okay, let's deal with all the tools first, then let's deal with all the toys, and then let's deal with... No. So it depends on what you're clearing. My big thing is papers. I have papers everywhere. I am my mother's daughter. My mum has papers everywhere. Occasionally I like to go through all papers. I have a big paper stack to deal with. I'm planning on when I'm going to do that. So think about, try and plan, because I did no decluttering and no organisation of paper at all in 2024. Got a lot of work to do. How much work have you got to do? If this is hitting and this is a landing for you, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I would love you to join me on this journey, Midlife with Marv, and share. Share with your friends this channel. The KonMari method also talks about the joy test, like pick something up like this. Does it spark joy? Yes, this does. We found it in the cupboard. We are keeping it. It's great. But what she missed out is poignancy. Not only joy, but poignancy. How does that item that you've picked up make you feel? What are you feeling in your gut when you touch it? What are you remembering when you touch it? I was hit with all of those feelings and some of those things I found in our cupboard. The emotional heft of decluttering, the wave of emotions that hit me are deep because of the fact that they are things that relate to your childhood. They might be things that remind you of some childhood trauma, extreme joy. For me, that poignancy was around, particularly when I looked at my record collection and I opened a box with my diaries. And I closed it again because I'm not ready to look through those diaries because I know what's in them and I know that what's in them is very deep sadness. And I'm not sure whether or not I want to revisit that. So for you, when you're decluttering, I think you've got to psych yourself up for what you might find. And if you know you're going to find things in there because you put them away, you shoved them right at the back of the cupboard, at the back of the drawer, right at the back of the loft, what have you. If you know you put things in there that might be triggering, then prepare yourself. Or if you're not ready, leave them. Or you might decide, let me get it out. I'm not even going to open it. I'm just going to junk it. Whatever you want to do is right for you. And if it's a decision you have to make on your own for another time, which is also what I said to Austin about my record box and my diaries, do that. Do you. You don't have to answer to anybody. I didn't see Marie Kondo talk about anything around this as well. The beautiful feeling you have in clearing things out. So Austin and I took lots of wood, rubbish, cardboard, old drills, just old stuff that didn't work, to the dump, our local dump, which was great. It was open on a Saturday, and actually what was interesting was it wasn't full. We were expecting that first weekend of the new year, we were expecting queues around the block. No, we went and threw a load of stuff in the dump, which was so satisfying. We also took 4 bags to our local Age UK just a load of clothes. I'd found some old handbags that my mum had given to me that she didn't have any room for, and she wanted me to take them to the charity shop, the Chazza as we call it. Age UK, giving to elderly people. It's one of the many charities that I try and support. So 4 huge bags of things for the charity shop, which was awesome. And also then what we did, there was the tool cutter, the keyboard in a case, 2 drills and an ironing board. We posted all of those to our WhatsApp group for everyone who lives on our street. And Sunday, the bell just kept going, ding dong, hi, yeah, coming to collect. That was such a good feeling to like give new life to those items that we didn't need anymore and that people needed. So as well as the poignancy of decluttering that nobody tells you about, nobody prepares you for, there is potentially a joyful feeling of you giving back and helping your community if you are able to do that with some of the items that you've got. All in all, your soul feels better if you are a fan of decluttering, and if you enjoyed my video, thank you so much for watching. Lots more videos to watch as well. See you soon.